Hey, Alexis Love Beauties and Flawless Man. So, I'm going to share with you something that I'm going to do for myself. And when you're ready, then I want you to do your extended research and come back and play this video and get the tips as well. I said when you're ready because this is in depth and this is what you call doing your extended research. So, I have this book here and I learned from this book, I read from this book, but this is just a reference. And in this book, they don't diagnose anything, so they just give you information. And here I have some things that I've researched about myself. And then in here, I have my personal information as far as when I was a child, and I have tests and different things like that. And so what brought me here was just health in general, wanting to do my extended research. But okay, in order for us to know what it is that we need and to heal what is going on in our bodies, we have to know our bodies. And when we were younger, we went to the doctor and we got shots and different things. And this is what you see here. So these are the different type of vaccines that I've gotten, and you can see the year, different things like that. So I have all of the information that I need on myself. The reason for that is because what I'm going to do is go into my history and figure out what I've had already. And then we're learning more about numbers and range. So the purpose of this video is to learn how to naturally balance your pH. I am going to leave a video from Dr. Sebi down below in the description. What's crazy is so many of his videos that we had left are magically disappearing from the internet. When I type his name, nothing ever really comes up. And when I type his name on YouTube, it takes me a while to find the video that I'm going to link. So I think that you all should watch that video and get some information before it's gone, because he explains a lot. So one thing that Dr. Sebi talks about, which some healthcare professionals know, is our pH. And a simple understanding, the pH is the range. It's a number system that we should know, because when these numbers are off, then that's when we have something off in our bodies. If you have, or when you get your paperwork, you'll be able to see different times, like a woman when you might have had a yeast infection. If you have a yeast infection, then your numbers may have been off in your balance. We want to keep our bodies balanced because that's how we keep our body in alignment and we keep things on track. So we're not getting an overgrowth of bacteria or yeast infections all the time. Because mind y'all, I have gotten yeast infections all the time until I start cutting things out. It wasn't due to intimacy. It was due to tissue. Because when you're a woman and you wipe, that tissue was being left behind back there. It was due to tissue. It was due to the way I was wiping, and everything is going to be different for everybody. But the way I was taught to wipe was not helping me at all. The way I've taught myself now, it helps me a lot. I haven't had a yeast infection in years. And I know you're probably like, oh my God, that's crazy she's saying that. But we're going to get into it because it's real life. So when you know your numbers, then you know how you can eat, you know how you can diet. And that's the important thing. So what Dr. Sebi was saying is that our bodies be overly acidic. And every time we talk about health, we want to talk about alkaline, but you have to know your body. You have to know how much you need and what you need. Again, when we talk about diet, we like, oh, I'm just about to go vegan. And now we're seeing people say being a vegan or being on a certain type of diet is not good because they're not getting everything that they need. We have to take the information that we get and we have to look more into that. So I say I'm going into my body. So I have my own, my chart, and it has everything that has ever been wrong with me since 1995. And I'm going to look at those numbers and see when something was off and when something was out of balance. Now, the first step I want you to take, and I'll leave this information down below in the description section, is to get your information. The next thing you want to do is you want to research the different pHs, because your body has different systems and different pHs. You have a different pH in your mouth than you have in your genital area. You have a different pH throughout your body. So you need to know that. And you also need to know the different parts of your body that you have. You need to learn some main organs like kidneys, lungs, heart. You need to learn some main things. We need to learn, because me too. When you get that information, when you get your charts, your numbers, then you can find this somewhere. I'm going to find... I'll let you know when I do it, but I'm going to get this little chart because it's simple for beginners, and I'm going to put this on our link tree so you can download this. When you get to this point, it'll always be there. But when you get to this point and wanting to know, then you'll have this to look at, because this is the food. So Dr. Sebi was talking about how the foods need to not go over a 7. Our bodies in general aligns with the 6. So that's a good healthy balance. That means the stomach acid is good. All of the acid is in alignment. But if you eat too much sugar, then you start going over. If you do, and when you do certain things, and it's not just food, it's also what you're putting on your skin. When you go over to 7, then that's when you are overly acidic, and that's when things begin to happen, like you can throw off the yeast. So he said the food. So that's what I'm looking at. And just looking at the numbers, I have to learn, like these ranges, but this is just the approximate pH of these type of foods. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my numbers. And I know throughout this journey, the Lord has helped me put it all together personally, but I'm going to look at my numbers for my health and see, what's good, what's not. Then I'm going to look at the foods that I like to eat and see if they're helping me or if they are hurting me. Another thing about dieting is everybody's body is different. So everybody's range will be different. So then another thing is, I learned from my Whole Food store, they said the best way to put yourself on a diet or to know what it is that you even need to eat is by your blood. So if you get a blood test, I encourage you to get a blood test. I'm going to get one. I have some at my Whole Food store. So we'll come back and we'll probably do like a live video of me, testing my blood or whatever, seeing what my blood type is. You need to know your blood type. When you know your blood type, that blood type can take you and you will learn the type of food you need. You might have a positive blood type and you ain't even getting enough iron, so it can be different things like that. And this is what we need to know, because this is why we're like, oh my God, I'm anemic, and we don't know why. It's something with our blood. So we need to know that blood, and then we need to work on taking care of that blood. So this is just something I wanted to talk about with y'all real quick, because this is what I'm about to be working on personally. This is not something that I can do for somebody else, because we're gonna have to set you up on a payment plan. But this is what you call doing extended research. I don't know how long this is gonna take, but I wanted to share this with y'all because this is something that I'm starting. And this is just when you think far, because it's like, okay, I know some things to cut out, like as far as a period, right? And ladies, we'll talk more about that in our feminine hygiene health. But periods be bad or whatever. So I notice when I don't eat a lot of sugar or I don't eat a lot of meat, then periods come back around and they be good. So I need to figure out and break it down what is going on, because one minute my skin is doing good, the next minute is not. In that video, Dr. Sebi talks about the foods, and he simply breaks it down about the foods and herbs that are overly acidic, and that throws our pH off. One of those foods he sells is aloe vera, which is crazy to me, but you know what? Aloe vera is overly acidic. When you cut aloe vera, it will heal itself. That plant will close back up itself. You don't have to put nothing on it or anything. But when you see it closing up, you do see like a buildup happening on it. And I think that is acid. I was looking at that the other day. I think that is acid. So I'm always aloe vera, aloe vera, aloe vera. Aloe vera is not a skin cleanser. It's more of a skin purifier, like a beautifier. So it helps my skin to, not break out so much, and even the skin tone. But every now and then I still be breaking out. So it's not fat. So I have to go in, have to break down everything, like what is going on. So that is what I'm getting to. Right now I'm going to pause on the aloe vera, and we just coming back and forth with like the skincare updates and what I'm doing with my skin. But right now I'm pausing on the aloe vera. I'm going to pause on that so I can see what's going on the inside. But y'all, I just want to get into that real quick, because this is going to be very, very fun. Like I said, basically a pH is just, it's a range that you want to stay in. And to know that range, you have to go this far. I really think it's imperative that you go this far, because how else are you going to know what range that you need to stay in? Like it's a general pH. Like I think like for women, our lower parts, I think our pH is like a 4. So that's generalized, but I'm talking about personally when you're trying to break down the problems that you have, then I say we'll have to do things like this. But I'm going to leave some steps down below in the description section, and when you are ready for this part, then I'll say go for it. And for now, y'all, I had to drop my computer off, but when I get my computer back, I will upload this simple list of most common foods and their pHs. And then that way, when you're ready to go this far, you can go ahead and download this and have it for yourself. But yeah, I'm about to get into it because this is crazy. Like, sugar is up there. So yeah, and I think this is great for beginners. And when we find out some information, I would love to come back and share that with you all.